You know that feeling.
Hmm.
When you're watching an athlete just absolutely at the peak of their powers, there's this buzz, this electricity in the air. You just know something amazing is about to happen.
Oh, absolutely. That kind of sporting magic.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today because on Friday, June 20th, 2025, over in Paris, well, something pretty unforgettable went down.
We are talking about Neeraj Chopra's massive win at the Paris Diamond League. And it wasn't just, another victory on the circuit. This felt like a statement.
Right. A masterclass, really. Strategy, resilience, the whole package on display that night.
Definitely. So we're going to unpack that, look at what happened, sure, but also why it was such a big deal, the significance of it all.
Yeah, our mission here is to peel back those layers. We'll look at the rivalries, the journey Neeraj took to get there, and what it all means, for Javelin, for Indian athletics, everything. Expect some hard facts, maybe some surprising details, and hopefully a really gripping story.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Steve Sebastian Charlotte in Paris. Forget the croissants and the romance for a second. This place was a pressure cooker for javelin throwers that night.
The atmosphere was just electric, wasn't it? You could feel that tension building.
Totally. And for Neeraj, Paris has this personal history.
Right. This was his first time back competing in the Paris Diamond League in, 8 years?
8 years, yeah. Last time was 2017. He was basically a kid then, the junior world champ.
Finished 5th, I think, with something like 84.67 meters. Good, but, still developing.
Exactly. Fast forward to 2025.
Yeah.
And he walks in as this giant of the sport. He's 27. He's got 2 Olympic medals, the Tokyo gold, the Paris silver from last year. Plus, he's the reigning world champion.
It's an incredible transformation. And the field he was up against. Wow.
Seriously. A clash of titans is putting it mildly.
Yeah.
5 guys there had already thrown over 90 meters in their careers.
That's the benchmark, isn't it? The magic number.
It really is. So the stage was set for something major.
And right at the heart of it all was that rivalry with Julian Weber, the German thrower.
Yep. The 31-year-old arch rival. You can almost taste the tension between them. Their recent clashes really built this up.
Tell us about that. What happened just before Paris?
Well, rewind about a month to Doha, May 16th. Neeraj finally breaks 90 meters. Huge moment. National record, 90.23.
Finally. He'd been chasing that for so long.
Right. Massive celebration. But then Weber steps up, final throw, and he unleashes this monster, 91.06 meters, just snatches the gold away.
Ouch. Talk about stealing thunder.
Yeah, he has a knack for that. Then, maybe a week later, they're in Poland. Janusz Kuszyński Memorial. And conditions weren't great. Chilly, overcast. Weber wins again, 86.12 to Neeraj's 84.12.
So, coming into Paris, Neeraj must have felt, a bit of pressure, like he needed to turn the tables.
Absolutely. Paris wasn't just about winning. It was about kind of rewriting that recent script, getting that psychological edge back. It felt like redemption time.
And boy, did he deliver.
He really did. The second he stepped onto that runway in Paris, you could just sense it. Pure focus. Like a man on a mission.
And that first throw, just spectacular.
Jaw-dropping is the word. 88.16 meters. Bang! Right out of the gate.
The crowd just went wild, didn't they? You could hear the roar.
Oh, yeah. In Neeraj, he did that little gesture, the calm nod. Like, yeah, I got this.
It wasn't just a big throw. It felt like a message, a statement.
Exactly. Setting the tone, putting everyone on notice immediately.
And Weber's response, he must have felt the pressure.
He did respond well, actually. 87.88 meters on his first attempt. Very solid.
Close, but not quite enough.
Nope. And that immediate lead Neeraj took, it just shifted the whole dynamic, put the pressure right back on Weber and everyone else.
Neeraj's next throw was decent, wasn't it? Around 85.
85.10, yeah. Solid backup. But then things got weird.
The fouls.
Yeah.
3 in a row. That's so unlike him.
Extremely uncharacteristic. For most athletes, that would be panic stations. Game over, maybe.
But for him in that moment,
it just didn't matter. That opening throw was so dominant, so commanding, that the fouls almost became irrelevant.
Amazing. Like he'd already won it with that first effort.
Pretty much. His last throw was an 82.89, almost like a warm down.
And the rest of the field, who else got close?
Brazil's Mauricio da Silva took third with a good 86.62. But the other big names, the 90-meter guys like Jago, Walcott, Peters, they just couldn't challenge that opening mark. They faded.
So let's talk about that 90-meter mark. It's like the Everest of javelin, right?
It really is. It's more than just a number. It signifies, reaching a certain threshold of power, speed, technique, Everything coming together perfectly.
A mental barrier, too, I imagine.
Huge mental barrier. It separates the truly elite from the legends, you could say.
And Neeraj had been knocking on that door for ages, throwing high 88s, 89s.
Consistently. Then he finally burst through in Doha. 90.23, joins the exclusive club, only the third Asian ever, 25th overall. It's a tiny group.
Which makes the Paris win even more interesting, doesn't it?
Exactly. He didn't need 90 meters this time.
88.16 was enough. Comfortably enough.
And that tells you something, I think. It shows this tactical maturity that sometimes, especially in certain conditions, consistency and a killer opening throw beat chasing one massive distance.
Strategy over just pure power.
Precisely. And Neeraj even said afterwards something like, I'm happy with my throw. My run-up was really fast today. Happy with the result in the first position. Very humble, very focused on the win itself, not just the number.
Shows real growth. So how did he build up to this point in the 2025 season?
It seems very calculated. He started pretty low-key back in April at the Potch Invitational in South Africa. Won that with 84.52. Like a tune-up event.
Getting the reps in without the huge pressure, smart.
Very smart. And a huge factor in this refinement has been John Zalesny.
The legend, the world record holder, still holds it, right? That crazy 98.48 from 96.
Still stand. Untouchable, almost. And Zalesny started coaching Neeraj back in February 2025.
What's Zalesny been working on with him? Any specifics?
Yeah, but reports suggest he's been tweaking the technique, focusing on the run-up. Specifically, making the steps quicker and shorter during that crucial crossover phase.
The bit just before the throw.
Exactly. It's all about maintaining speed and transferring energy efficiently into the javelin, preventing any blocking where you slow down just before release.
Maximizing that kinetic chain.
You got it. And Neeraj seems really positive about it, talks about Zalesny's positive energy.
So, after that South Africa win, then came Doha, the 90-meter throw, but second place. Then Poland, another second place to Weber.
Right, which set Paris up perfectly as this redemption moment. And his first Diamond League win since Lausanne, way back in June 2023. He'd had a string of second places.
That must have felt good, breaking that streak.
I bet it did. A particularly sweet victory.
So what's next for him? He doesn't get much rest, does he?
Not at all. His schedule is intense. He was heading straight to Ostrava in the Czech Republic for the Golden Spike meet just 4 days after Paris, June 24th.
Wow. That's a quick turnaround. Needs serious recovery.
Absolutely. But then, looking a bit further ahead, there's something really interesting happening on July 5th.
Oh, what's that?
The very first Neeraj Chopra Classic in Bengaluru.
He's hosting his own event. That's huge.
It is a World Athletics Category A event. Right there in India. He's basically the star competitor and the host. Talk about pressure and profile.
That's incredible. It shows how much he wants to build the sport in India.
Definitely. But the main goal for the season, the big target, is obviously the World Championships in Tokyo later in 2025.
And his goal there, more 90-meter throws.
He said he hopes for some more 90-meter throws.
Yeah.
But he's also very realistic. You know, he acknowledges it depends on the day, the weather, how the body feels.
Grounded approach. Needs everything to align for those massive throws.
Exactly. You can't just dial them up on command.
It really feels like Neeraj is more than just an athlete now, doesn't it? He's become this phenomenon.
Absolutely. In a country obsessed with cricket, he's made javelin throwing cool. Think about that.
From a small village in Haryana, Kandra, to this global superstar, 2 Olympic medals, world champion. It's like a movie script.
It really is. But what's maybe even more impressive than the medals is his character.
His humility.
That, yes, and his work ethic, obviously.
Yeah.
But also his ability to just bounce back, like those fouls in Paris, or the losses to Weber just before. He doesn't seem to crumble.
He just comes back stronger. It's remarkable resilience.
It raises that question, doesn't it? What defines greatness? Is it just the peak performance, or is it also how you handle the dips, the pressure?
Good point. And his impact goes beyond himself.
For sure. The Inspire Institute of Sport, where he trains, is becoming a hotbed for javelin talent. Yeah. Guys like Kishore Jena coming through.
Learning from the best, seeing it's possible.
And events like his classic in Bengaluru, they just lift the whole sports profile in India. It feels like the start of something much bigger.
A javelin revolution, maybe?
Could be. And we should probably touch on the technical side again, briefly.
Yeah, it's not just chucking a spear, is it?
Not even close. It's this incredibly complex mix of speed, raw strength, flexibility, and pinpoint technique. That run-up, the block, the release angle, everything has to be perfect.
Especially with Zalesny fine-tuning things now.
Right. Optimizing every single phase. But even with Neeraj's brilliance, the competition is fierce. Weber is consistently excellent.
Always pushing him.
Always. And, one name missing from Paris, who everyone's always looking out for, is Arshad Nadeem from Pakistan.
Yes, the Asian record holder. That's the big rivalry everyone wants to see more of, isn't it?
That's the dream matchup right now in Asian, maybe even world, Javelin. But what's nice is, despite the rivalry...
There's respect.
Yeah, real camaraderie, like Weber congratulating Neeraj in Doha after the 90-meter throw.
Yeah.
It's a tough sport, but they seem to respect each other's pursuit of excellence, like a brotherhood with spears.
Good way to put it. So wrapping this up, the Paris win, it felt significant, more than just another Diamond League gold.
Totally. It was about grit, strategic smarts, and proving he can dominate even without hitting that ultimate 90-meter mark on the day. Securing the win was key.
Especially against that field, he made a statement.
He really did. Showed Weber and everyone else that he can win in different ways. One massive, well-timed throw was enough.
So, as he looks ahead, Ostrava, Bengaluru, then Tokyo for the Worlds, he's not just collecting medals, is he?
No, it feels like he's redefining what's possible, pushing his own limits, and crucially, carrying the hopes and inspiring a whole generation of Indian athletes.
Yeah. What really strikes me, and maybe something for you listening to think about, is how his journey embodies that power of focus, and that incredible resilience, bouncing back from challenges, dreaming big. It applies way beyond just sports, doesn't it?
Absolutely. His story is still unfolding, but you get the sense his legacy is just beginning.